Hello student, how are you all? I hope you are fine. Once again I welcome back to your online classes. So today video about your fifth chapter from Starburst book, English literature book. So in this video we will cover up our chapter fifth. The chapter name is the Aristo by the river side. So first of all, start with the story. I will to tell you about the story small summary. This is a story writer named Joram and is written 1888 in London and published 1889. And setting in this story is Thames Rivers, and the positive your point of view is the first person. And when it is written it this story, because this is a novel, and the full name of this novel is this three men in a boat to say nothing to the Thames. So this is a travel long novel and it is a comic novel, and it is written Victorian period. Okay, this story name is the three men in boat, but in your book is the story name is changed. Okay, so before start the story I just want to tell you about these three men. The three men story is that they how they are come in the Thames rivers. Actually they are the friends, and this is the narrator of Jamie Jerem, the three friends Jerem and George and Harris. The three friends are very good friends, and they decided it. They have a confusion and they have a doubt they have sick, but not they are not a sick. So they decided we are very far away from the nature, so we will take some rest, take some break from our work. So they decided to go and spend the time together, and they decided to go in Thames river, and they take a boat and then start their trip. Okay, so this is the story about these boys, and we will see how they spend the time in this story in this river, and how to come to near the nature, because they decided we are very far from the nature, so we should be give time. Okay, so we should be spend the time in this nature, so decided to go short trip. Okay, so now they are going in trip. In this story we will see how they are doing the work, and how they are cooked. So before going this trip, they keep some luxury food and clothes, everything they kept. Okay, so now we will start this story. I will read it for you. So first of all, start this chapter. You just see the warm up. Some pictures are there, some food pictures are there, and the name is there: China, India, United Kingdom, and Italy. Okay, so fish and chips. This is the food of United Kingdom. So you write here in a space, fill up one, fish and chips. And China food is noodles. Okay, and the Indian biryani, and Italy pasta. Okay, you fill it this one, you write down. Now we will start the story. This extract is from the three men in a boat to say nothing of the dog, written by the J and George John K. John. Three friends John, George, and Harris, and the dog Monte Mency are out a journey by boat down the river Thames. On their way, they stop at a place called Snowing. Okay, Snowing means a village, and the latter decided to have a good supper. Read to know what happened next. So we got. Now I'm reading the paragraph second. We got out the Snowing and went for a walk round the village. If you stop at Snowing, put up at the Bull. Behind the church, it is the vertical picture of an old country inn with a green square courtyard in front, whereon seats embayed the trees. The old men gathered to gossip over village politics. We roamed about sweet Soining for an hour or so, and then, it being too late to push on past reading, we decided to go back to one of the shipwreck islands and put up there for the night. it was still early when we got settled, and George said, as we had plenty of time, it would be a splendid opportunity to try a good slap up supper. He said he would show us what could be done up the river in the way of cooking, and suggested that with the vegetables and the remains of the cold meat and general oats, and we should make it is true. So these friends had decided of morning early morning we will move for our trip. So they said we will keep some food for the our trip. So they keep so many things for the his picnic as trip. Okay, then it seemed a fascinating idea. George gathered wood and made a fire, and Harris and I started to peel the potatoes. Now they are just stop in one place and started the cooking. I should never have thought that peeling potatoes was such an undertaking. Undertaking means project. First time they are doing this. The job turned out to be the biggest thing of its kind and that I had ever been in. We began cheerfully, one might almost thus skittishly, sorry, but our light hardness was gone by time the first potato was finished. The more we peeled, the more pills there seemed to be left on. By the time we had got all the peel off and all the ice out, there was no potato left, at least none worth speaking of. George came and had a look at it. It was about the size of peanut. They all the friends are doing some work. Some are peeling the potatoes, peel, and some are cutting and give suggestion like that one. Okay, all these friends are doing work. Okay, they are doing work here. He said, oh, that will not do. You are wasting them. You must scrap them. So we scrapped them, and that was harder work than peeling. They are such a extraordinary shaped potatoes, all bumps and warts and holes. We worked steadily for 5 and 20 minutes and did 4 potatoes. We said we require rest of the evening or scraping ourselves. I never saw such a thing as potato scraping for making a fellow a complete mess. It seemed difficult to believe that the potato scraping in which Harris and I stood the smirred cooked have come of 4 potatoes. George said it was absurd to have only 4 potatoes in a stew. So we washed half a dozen or so more and put them in pot without peeling. We also put in a cabbage and about half a pea of peas. They are making the stew a dish. One make they are making the dish, and they are decided what the things should be added there. Joe stirred it all up and then he said that there seemed to be a lot of room of spare, so overhauled both hampers and picked out all the oats and the remnants and added them to the stew. There were half a meat pie and a bit of cold boiled chicken left, and we put them in. Then George found half a tin of potted salmon and emptied that into the pot. I forgot I forget the order ingredients, but I know nothing was washed. I remember that two were sand. Montesi holds the evidence great interest. Montmorency is a dog. Uh, in the proceeding throughout strolled away with the earnest and thoughtful air, returning a few minutes later with a deal water rat in his mouth, which he evidently wished to present as he contributed to the dinner, whether in the scrakeless spirit or with a genius desire to assist, I cannot say. We had a discuss as to whether the rat should go in or not. Harris said that he thought it would be alright mixed up with the other things, and that every little things helped. But George thought otherwise. He said he had never heard of water rats in a store, and he would rather be on the safe side and not try experiment. They are decided we should be added this that rat also. Maybe the taste will be different. But Harry said no need to do any experiment. So Harry said, if we never try new things, how can you tell what is like it? So George said, I think we should be sorry. George said, I think we should be not do any experiment. But Harry said, if you never try new things, how can you tell what is it is like? It's men such as you that hamper the world progress. Think of the man who first Germany sausage. It was a great success. It is true. I don't think I ever enjoyed a meal more. There was something fresh and piquant about it. Once Plated gets so tired of the boring old things, here was a dish with a new flavor, with a taste like nothing else on earth, and it was nourishing too. As George said, there was a good stuff in it. The peas and potatoes might have been a bit softer, but we all had good teeth. So that it did not matter much. And as for the gravy, it was the poem a little too much, perhaps for a weak stomach, but nutrition means the poem is we have no nothing मतलब हमारे पास ज़्यादा नहीं है but पेट भरने के लिए न्यूट्रिशन काफ़ी है दैट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट सो दे स्पेंड लाइक दिस टाइम एंड डू एक्सपेरिमेंट विद दिस फूड एंड दे आर शोइंग दैट हाउ दे वर्क हार्ड टू मेकिंग दिस ट्रू dish to how they are helping to each other and they're showing them and appreciate to each other. It is to the dish name and they uses the potatoes peas and this all these things and do different type of experiment. So this is the story about the three friends, how they spend the time with each other and love come to near the nature also. So they all the three friends think they are very good and they can do alone all the works and they enjoy the trip. So this is the story. I hope you understand. So do one thing, you all of you write this summary and words meaning this chapter, and this one also can write it China. This one I already has told you. This one also you write down, okay? And short one we will do later. So I hope you understand this story. Once again you read this story at home, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Next video I will give you question answer, and if any vocabulary work is there, so that one also I will give you. So till then you read this chapter carefully and try to solve the short answer. Hardly two is there, so please do it. And write this one also about to say some nothing of the dog one. All this written when he is written and published, and setting where they are setting. This setting means where they go. So Thames River they went there, and that period when they written in this novel, in that period was Victorian period. So each and everything you write down. This one also you write down this page. Then write this one a warm up, words meaning and summary, all the words meaning and summary. Okay, I hope you understand this one, what the things we have to write down. So write very neat and clean, and next video I will give you a question answer. So till then take care. Thank you.